short to long bob, okay? I'm going to create something like that. This way you can see that technique, and I'm going to show you other ways to use it, like in a fringe area, and how to make something really short and carved around the face by creating that softness with the harsh line. So you can pick whether you want to leave the softness or not, okay? You can see the different areas that you want to utilize this technique. It's going to create that buckle in the hair, all right? So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go right to the back. If you guys want to get up.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you if you would mind.
Absolutely. As long as you guys are all going to get up, I just don't want you to block each other, that's all, okay? So I comb the hair nice and smooth straight. I'm going to put my hands underneath. When I put my hands underneath that hair, okay, my hand is completely flat up against the back of her head, just like you're sliding the hand on the wall, okay? You must slide your hands. You want to keep the hair between your fingers, but you don't want to squeeze it so tight that the tension is too hard that the hair can't slide. Make sense? When you roll your hand out, you want that hair to come back down smooth. You don't want it to be all bumpy and all over the place. You've got to control the hair. Now, what I just did there was I slid until my pinky met the hairline. When my pinky met the hairline, I turned my hand out and my hand more parallel with her head. Now I would cut underneath. But if I wanted to take it shorter, what I'm going to do is, instead of rolling to the pinky, I'm going to roll to the ring finger. Okay? If I wanted it even shorter than that, I would come in and I would roll until till my middle finger. Okay? So depending on how short you want your end result, how many fingers you're going to put underneath. So if you slide to the pinky, it's longer. If you slide to the middle, it's shorter. Okay? Another thing you see me do, I comb the hair straight here. Okay? When I go underneath, you see what I'm doing?
Carving out.
Curving out. So I'm going to put my hands here underneath. For her, I'm going to slide to my ring finger. Okay? As soon as my ring finger meets that line, then I turn my hand out. My hand is still flat up against the back of her head. When I have a live model, I say to the person, you feel my hand against the back of your head? And they go, yep, I feel the whole thing. It's really important that you stress that, because a lot of people want to do this. It's not that motion. It's like the lowercase r. You're coming up and out.
Okay.
Okay? So now I'm going to turn my hand out, make sure that hair is nice and smooth. I'm going to go directly below my finger and I'm going to cut. Now, when I drop this, what you're going to see is a hard line with a soft underneath. Okay? Now, like I told you, if I was going to do this all the way around and follow that, right? Like if I was going to turn her head and now I was going to come here and I was going to go underneath like this, right? And slide till my ring finger met the line. And then turn. But if I do that, what's going to happen?
Could have an
It's
angle
too
up.
straight.
Right.
So I'm going to have a stop and a go.
Right.
Sometimes you want to stop and a go.
Right.
But instead, this time I want it more soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to direct this, okay, more towards the back of her neck instead of following it around.
And you have a longer piece.
Yeah, this way it's going to drop a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to go underneath with that comb, stick my fingers right in there, get my hand nice and flat to her head. I'm going to slide my fingers right until that ring finger meets the hairline, and I'm going to roll out. I'm going to comb the hair underneath my finger, and I'm going to cut directly below my finger. Okay, now when I drop this out, I still have that hard line with that softness underneath. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. The biggest thing with this one, guys, is tension and control of the hair. Like you see I dropped all her hair in one. If her hair was really thick, you might have to split that in half,
Right.
pin half up,
Right,
and then
that's
bring
what I
the
was
next
thinking,
half down. Okay? It can be done up to 3 sections. We don't recommend to break it down any further than 3 sections. Okay? You can either take the bottom, pin them up, start, drop the next one, drop 3, 2, or 1. That's it. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing over here.
Now, would it be the same look if you wanted a slightly longer bob, like say down to where her neck begins on that mannequin?
You can't, well,
No, right?
No,
it would
should
be
bring
hard.
it
Some
up to
people
the
try and
hairline.
stretch the finger, but
Yeah,
the problem
right.
with that is that you
You
can't
don't know if
keep
you have
it
your
the
finger
same
open the
stretch.
same, right?
with this,
Gotcha.
it's the same measurement, and we say it creates perfect balance. Why? Because the size of your finger doesn't change.
Exactly, okay, very good.
Right? So, if I come here, okay, hand flat against the head, turn, here nice and